Hello, Period 6. It's Lauren, Krupa, Summer, and Gabby, and we're the Crumbles from Kitchen 2. Today, we're going to show you how to make apple pie with crumble topping. Without further ado, let's dig into our utensils and equipment. So you need bowls, rolling pin, food processor, measuring cups, spoons, spatula, knives, cutting board, pie pan, medium-sized pot, and a lemon squeezer. So first off, you want to add 2.5 cups of flour, and then 1/4 cup of sugar, and then a 1/4 teaspoon salt into a food processor. And then you want to cut the butter, and while you're cutting the butter, make sure your other buddy mixes the little flour mixture, And then you want to transfer this to a food processor until the butter is cut into cube-sized pieces or little squares. So here you could see Lauren dropping the little butter pieces perfectly cut into the food processor and then cutting some more. Since we have a lot for the class, we cut more butter, and you gotta be very safe when you do this. So tip number 1, when cutting the butter, cut slowly so you don't cut your fingers. While this lady is cutting her little butters, I just want you guys to know that lots of love and effort was put into baking this recipe, so I hope you enjoy truly. Since we're making 2 pies, this process is repeated twice. And once again, once you're done cutting, make sure you put in the food processor, and you just want to press the button so it goes. And in a couple of seconds, it should be done, and it should turn out like this. After you do that, you want to squeeze 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and 1/3 cup of water, and then drizzle it into the food processor. And after you do that, you want to turn it back on. And yeah. Tip number 2, use freshly squeezed lemon juice for better citrus flavor. Okay, this is what it should look like when it's almost done and ready to knead. And so after that, you want to take it out and knead the dough. And yeah, you just want to keep doing that. Pies are perfect to bring at a family gathering or like a special holiday. They also last about 4 days refrigerated. This recipe has about 296 calories. A tip when kneading dough would be not to knead it too much, or else it's like low-key you're secretly sabotaging your pie by like working the butter in and destroying any chance of flakiness. And some chunks of butter are actually good. Another important technique before rolling your dough is to leave it in the fridge for about 30 minutes to an hour like we did. And after doing so, your mixture would become cold and it won't be as sticky, so it's easier to roll. Not only would it be easier for you to roll it, but a resting period in the fridge will allow the wet ingredients to hydrate the flour, resulting in a smooth dough. To make your life easier, after kneading the dough, roll it 1 inch thick so it's easier to roll out into this. Another tip is to keep it rolling. If you leave your pie round in the same spot on the table as you roll, it is a recipe for a sticky, torn mess. Now it's time to peel, core, and slice your apples into little cubes. While tossing the apples in the bowl, make sure you squeeze lemon juice on top for lovely taste.
Let's see, am I strong? Yikes. Yeah. That was good.
And then you're going to want to add sugar on top of that for an even lovelier taste. After the sugar is in the bowl, make sure you mix.
You get like a bit.
So in a large skillet, make sure you stir the apples until the sugar dissolves and the mixture begins to simmer for about 2 minutes. Then you want to cover and reduce the heat to medium-low and cook the apples until it softens and releases most of their juices for about 7 minutes. Yeah.
Wait, put the lid on real quick.
Oh, also doing what just happened will help speed up things. So if you want to cook faster, make sure you put that cover on. After about 7 minutes, you want to wear your little gloves because it's going to be very hot. And then you want to pour the apples into a strainer set over a large bowl. And then set the apples aside and pour the juice back into the pan. After doing all that, you want to bring the apple liquidy juice back on the stove just like that onto the large skillet. And then you want to adjust it to a medium-high heat and cover it up. Perfect. After covering it for a couple minutes, open it and you want to stir frequently until you see like bubbles and until you see like the liquid thickening. Now we're gonna add half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon with a pinch of ground nutmeg. After that, we're gonna add the remaining apple liquid that consists of sugar, lemon juice, and like the remaining apple juice. So we're just gonna scoop it all in bowl. Scoop it. That scoop. And then we're gonna mix it. As you can see, we're gonna mix it till it spreads throughout the whole thing, you know? So that each little apple has such flavorful taste. So you just wanna mix, but when you mix, don't mix like crazy. Like you want to be chill with it so it doesn't smash the apples, because the apples are like the most important part of this whole recipe. I'm a little sick, but nothing will stop me because culinary is life. About 30 minutes to an hour of chilling in the fridge. We're gonna take the dough out and we're gonna want to roll it with a pin, and make sure you roll it like chill. You know, you want to continuously roll the dough like so. And having a friend like hold down the paper could help lots, because the dough's like, I don't know, it's like attracted to the paper, so it keeps moving with it. I don't know. Anyways, oh, it's me. Famous. Anyways, you're gonna want to keep rolling it, and then finally we could put it in the little pie bowl. And you just want to pat the dough like so, and make sure that you leave about half an inch of overhang for the pie crust. And this is very important because crust has a little like thickness to it. So yeah. Oh, and you want to cut the edges like so it's nice and pretty. Yeah, that's about it. Now that you're done cutting it, you want to fold it in a bit so it's pretty. And not only that, it's like the typical pie crust that you see everywhere. So you want to you want to continue this around the whole circle. Yay, the results. Perfect. Here is our pie dough and crust. And here is our model, Gabriella. Yay. Another tip is to poke the bottom with a fork. Now you're going to want to add your filling on top. Next is the crumble topping. You're going to want 1 cup of flour, half a cup of brown sugar packed. Then you're going to want half a cup of white sugar, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, half a cup of butter, chilled and cubed. You want to smash it all together. Keep mixing till it looks like this. And then once it looks very mixed, leave it in the oven. Bake at 450 degrees for 15 minutes. After, reduce your heat to 350 degrees for 45 to 55 minutes. After, this should be the final result, and it's very beautiful. It took lots of effort. I hope you enjoy. I'm so tired. It's like 12 a.m., but thank you.